Good evening. My name is Christopher Marcantel. I am the oldest son of Marcus and Jackie Marcantel, and the older brother of Joshua, Anne Marie, and Mary Alice, who are sitting right back there where I was. I'm a full-time college student at Armstrong State University, and I have been a member of this parish my whole life. I attended St. Peter's pre-K through 8th grade, and when I was asked to do the speech by Mr. Fogarty when I was with the youth group in Steubenville at the Steubenville Youth Conference in Atlanta, Georgia, it was tough to say yes, because I first thought I didn't understand why they wanted me to do this. I thought surely there was someone else who was better suited to make this speech. So Renee, my other youth leader, told me to define stewardship and what it means to me, and this is what I came up with. Stewardship is giving back to the church in the form of time, talent, and treasure. It is being part of something much bigger than the physical world and yourself. My time at St. Peter's has been a huge part of my life. I wouldn't be surprised if the time I spent here added up to a couple years. But it has been a blessing. When I attended St. Peter's, I was not the most popular, the most athletic, or the funniest kid there. I was shy. I didn't really talk to anyone unless I was spoken to. And this attitude drug on well into sophomore year of high school. It was not to an extreme point. I still had friends, I hung out, but not to the scale I wanted to. To be honest, I think I was just scared of being ignored. Well, one day, Dad told me, "Hey bud, try this. You should try this youth group. It might be fun." And as any other teenager thought, ha, what does he know? And all the teens in here, you know you've thought that before, right? But what I didn't realize is he was most certainly right, in which this is something young people do not understand until much later in life. Your parents are usually right, so listen to your parents. Well, my first day of youth group was as awkward as any first day, but it didn't stay that way very long. As soon as I walked in the door, they were in a circle about to introduce themselves. And well, since I was the first one, if I was the new guy, I had to be the first one to go. My head felt like it was on fire, it was so red. All I could think is, I just want to go home, this is embarrassing. Thank God I didn't, because of that first experience and many others, it helped me to get out of my shell. From that day on, the time I spent helping out all sorts of events with the youth group, from helping people in Forsyth Park, to a mission trip to Tampa, to build shelters for the homeless and help at a retirement home, to making sandwiches for Second Harvest, and helping interfaith hospitality. And these are just some of the many things our youth group has done. What talent do I have to share? Well, friends, I think that is the point. Honestly, I have no special talents or crafty skills. The one thing I seem to be good at is doing what I'm told. Although if you ask my mother, she might not agree. But there's always something we can do. Now, stewardship through talent can be anything from helping the less fortunate to praying the rosary or as simple as yard work. And believe me, I've done my share of yard work. But every time I do it, it seems my mother does 10 times the work I do. But besides yard work, I help out with the Growing Life Team program we have on Wednesdays and Sundays. And it's such an important part of my life, because not only am I giving back to what helped me so much through high school, but I am passing the torch of our faith, our universal faith, to the next generation. And friends, think of how important and how beautiful that is. But the real leaders of this youth group are Miss Lisa and Renee. My role is kind of a comic relief. This giving of talent can also be just the willingness and courage to try something new. When Monsignor Costigan asked me to build a grotto in the parking lot, I knew from the start this would be a difficult task. But with the help of my family, my mentor Jim Wren, and other members of my youth group, I was able to complete most of my Eagle Scout project. The last week before my 18th birthday was the greatest transformation in my faith. I honestly believe God was testing my faith at that moment. I was by myself those last couple of days. The gnats were out with a vengeance, the wind was blowing, and it was cold. All I could think is I have come too far to let everyone down. I immediately began asking for prayers from St. Joseph and all the craftsmen in heaven for me to complete this project on time. And my friends, that brick structure outside in the parking lot for our Blessed Mother is my testament that God is always listening and we are never alone. I do not start a day without saying a rosary. Now, I did not tell you this story to pat myself on the back. The point of this story is to show how fulfilling and how spiritually rewarding giving back to your church and your faith is. Now, my last point of stewardship is treasure. Now, giving money in support of your church is a very important part, but we all know this, but that is not the type of treasure I wish to speak about today. When me and my siblings were young, my mom would say, if you do something good, you'll get a heavenly treasure. Now, to a 5 and 8-year-old, that means when you get to heaven, you get really cool stuff. But as I grow older, I'm starting to see that these heavenly treasures are very present in our lives. I see them as those feelings you get when you do something good without telling anyone or being asked to do it. It is also the smile of gratitude you get when you help someone unexpectedly. And my friends, this is what stewardship truly is. It is spreading your faith through acts of love. Even if you think your good deed goes unnoticed, always know that your Father is watching. And as I end this speech, I want you to please think about these words from 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 9. What eyes have not seen, nor ears heard, and what has not entered into the human heart, what God has prepared for those who love him. So friends, let us all be stewards and change this world through our unexpected acts of love. Thank you and have a blessed day.